The giant loogie that she spits on the priest, that was foul too.
Oh my god! And that was like the moco green. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, bitch got bronchitis or something. That shit was fucking thick. Welcome to the list. I'm your host, Enterprise. With me, and sometimes me ghostly compio. The title we're scratching off the ghostly list today is 1973 classic. Ahora sí, no? Classic.
This one is a legit classic.
The Exorcist. So, little premise. The versions that we watched, Felix and I, because there's two versions currently on HBO Max. So if you want to watch it on HBO Max, I would suggest you hurry the fuck up because who knows what the hell HBO Max is doing. But yeah, there's a normal version, and then there's one that's called the version you've never seen before, which is basically the director's cut that adds 12 extra minutes. And the only thing that it really includes is which is now iconic, spider walk down the stairs.
Oh, that's fucked up.
So if you want to watch the other one and just Google it, live your fucking life. But if you don't know what The Exorcist is,
live your fucking life. That's a good one.
But if you know what The Exorcist is, it's about when a teenage girl is possessed by a mysterious entity. Her mother seeks the help of two priests to save her daughter.
Her daughter?
Her daughter.
Well, she says she's a whore.
She does. She does get possessed by the most puta fucking entity of all time.
Demon ever.
The most thirstiest demon ever.
Which is some fucked up imagery.
Yeah. This is based off of a real possession of a 14-year-old boy in the 1930s who was playing with the Ouija board. That's why you don't fuck with that shit. I don't touch Ouija boards. Fuck out my face. But yeah, it's based off of one of those. I don't know if that was later on into a movie, but there's been a hell of a Exorcist.
They made a book.
This.
They made an Exorcist book. My grandma had it.
Jet.
Yeah,
after the movie?
I don't know if it was after the movie, but it was an old fucking book.
So this is obviously considered one of the greatest horror films of all time. I don't think it's scary.
No.
I think it's just vulgar and fucked up for what she says, and especially what she does, and especially including with involving a cross.
Oh yeah.
And I think that sort of
incest,
that sort of imagery messed up people back in the 70s. And I think that the legend of the movie grew because at no point I had any reaction like the people did back in the day, which I'll get to later in the video. But I think that the hype around the movie is a better build for the actual movie, because the actual movie starts off pretty slow with the whole Iraq thing.
Oh, Simone way.
It's as slow as the old man is walking through that desert. It is really, really slow. Which I found out, homeboy's wearing prosthetics. He's not a real, actually old fuck.
Neta?
He had to sit in 4 hours worth of prosthetics to make his elf look old.
Fucking, that's how he looks right now. Fucking Max von Sydow.
See, wait. So he was wearing prosthetics.
Wow.
The mom reminded me of your mom. Did you get those vibes?
Kind of.
Ellen Bernstein. She plays Chris. But yeah, she kind of, if you want to picture what Felix's mom looks like, I don't know why would you, but kind of like that lady. The little girl, Linda Blair, she looks, first of all, if Linda Blair isn't a character in any horror film, like any horror anything, that's like the most perfect name for like a horror character. Linda Blair, but that's her real fucking name.
Simon.
She looks older in the movie than what she actually is, because she's like cuddling with stuffed animals, and her drawings are all fucked up, right? And she's like, "Oh, this is what she did."
She's supposed to be an artist.
12.
She's supposed to be 12.
Yeah.
That's my mom.
But the actress was 14.
A la verga.
But still, the character that she's playing, a 12-year-old wouldn't draw like a fucked up pony. You know what I'm saying? And she's like cuddling with the. So that part I was a little like, are you 12 playing 7? Because she says I'm a 12-year-old, and I was like, okay.
Oh verga.
Like that disconnect was a little off for me. But who the fuck did I know? The girl won an Academy Award for her performance.
And she got her back. She got her back all fucked up.
The mom got hurt in the scene where she first gets thrown into the wall.
Oh, Simon.
There was a strap to her back and she gets yanked, and when she screams, that's a real scream because she actually permanently fractured a part of her back.
Oh, I thought it was Linda Blair.
No, I don't think Linda Blair got hurt. She got death threats after her performance.
Oh, see? Yeah.
Because she was playing a child possessed, and because the whole movie is really heavily religious, that comes in with crazy religious people.
Yeah, normally, like, fanatic Christians are very not cool with all this thing.
No. And it's like the perfect cover up for demons and shady shit to happen because, I mean, not anymore, but I'm sure certainly in the 70s, the thought of like priests and anything, the Christian religion is very like, you don't fuck with that, right?
Oh,
now
yeah.
it's kind of like we already know they touch little boys, etc., 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 right?
Simon, yeah.
But back then it was a theme that you could very easily manipulate in a horror film, and they do that now, but I feel like that doesn't have the same punch that it did back then.
Nah, it just feels cheap.
So a little cool casting facts. Marlon Brando was considered to play Father Marin, but the director didn't want it to become a Brando movie, which makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. And I mean, normally Brando is kind of lazy with his movies.
I mean, towards, I don't know, in the 70s? That's pretty early on.
Well, towards later, when did they make the Godfather? 70-something?
70s, yeah.
Yeah, well, kind of, yeah. After that, he was just phoning everything in.
If you say so, bro, I'm not going to diss Marlon Brando. Is like one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, but there was this, well, whatever.
Well, just because your mom's in the movies, think you can say whatever the fuck you want, dog?
Fuck yeah.
You don't fuck with the Godfather.
That gives me faith.
But into another consideration to step in the role of Felix's mom in The Exorcist was Audrey Hepburn. But she wanted the whole production to move to Rome because she had just moved to Rome. And everybody's like, no, bitch, we're not doing that. So she's like, all right, well, then I'm not doing it. Fuck you guys.
And they were like, fuck you, Audrey.
Fuck you, Audrey. Also, Jack Nicholson was considered for Father Karras.
Karras is Demi?
Yeah. And for the part of Regan, aka the little girl, again, Linda Blair sounds so much cooler than Regan.
Yeah.
I almost wish that the character was named Linda Blair. Anyway,
for the character, fucked up video.
Yeah, her name is is a great name. Was the girl from Willy Wonka who plays Violet? You remember her, who turns into a blueberry?
Simone.
She was offered the role originally, but her parents read it and were like, "Fuck no, go be a blueberry mejor."
Go get big and blue, chinga su madre.
They roll her ass out of there.
I mean, she would have gotten way more parts in horror movies with this one.
Maybe. Linda Blair was pretty great. Would she would have won an Oscar? I don't think so. Linda Blair was pretty great.
Yeah, she was dope.
And another one that I found pretty cool was Stanley Kubrick was offered for director.
Oh, wow.
But he passed and did The Shining instead.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, poor woman in The Shining, pero pues tuvo perra la película.
That's another one that we might revisit to the list because I have some hot takes about that one. But if you would like to see that, leave a comment down below and let us know where we talk about The Shining.
Oh, nice.
Or anything else that you think about. We can talk about it down there. Of course, you can't talk about The Exorcist without talking about plenty of things. But I think the top thing is not probably the most iconic and maybe even the creepiest way to build something is this theme song.
Oh my god. Yes.
The Halloween borrows a lot from this, right? I feel like
it does, because this builds like from this mysterious dark theme to a little bit lighter tone by the end. Yeah, because
during the movie they kind of cut it off before you start to feel anything. Because it's only like a snippet, but it's still very iconic and it's still bone chilling to this day. I think that's gonna live on forever. Just that sound.
My mom can't even hear. She was invited, I think, by my dad to see that movie, and she was like, "Hell no!" And she can't hear that song. She can't. She just can't.
But she was in the movie.
I know.
Again, this movie is, I feel like, very, very slow. To be honest, I feel like it doesn't.
Wait, no mames. But like bone crawling slow. No mames.
It takes like 30 to 40 minutes to even start to pick up a little bit. That's when Linda Blair, Regan, starts to act at least a little bit weird.
Yeah, when she tells the doctor to keep his fingers off her goddamn.
Yeah.
That laugh, my mom starts laughing, I was like, was that like legit, or was that part of the movie?
Well, she's like giggling because it's not that funny yet. But when she's like saying shit even more hardcore, even those same lines aren't funny anymore.
Yeah, when she's like, lick it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was. Oh my god, that was like, oh my god, you're fucked up, Mr. Director.
So yeah, like we said, we watched the director's cut of the movie, which include the backwards spider crawl, which I also believe is very iconic. So it's weird that they cut it out, even though you can totally tell it's not Linda Blair and it's somebody else spitting the blood or whatever.
Same one.
It's such an iconic and creepy scene. I'm just curious why they took it out, or why they wanted. Yeah, they took it out for the original.
Maybe because the whole movie is creepy in and of itself. That would just add it more to the creepiness even more.
So you think it would have been creepy overload?
I mean, sure. But it is a good start to it, because I think that's when all the fucked up shit starts happening, right?
Right. They also cut out a part where she's crawling on all fours and wagging her tongue. It's during that same scene.
Oh, that's
so
hilarious.
They cut that. Right. It's hilarious. So maybe that's why he didn't want to show already that she's possessed by a demon. I think he wanted to keep it
kind
open.
Of ambiguous.
Yeah, ambiguous for you to figure out: is she actually possessed? Is she sick? Is she mentally retarded? What the hell's wrong with her? Right? Is she being a little brat? Is she actually like handicapped? What the hell's her problem? And I think that's why they took it out. But it's just such an iconic visual that I feel like I needed in the movie.
And the face that only appears twice in the movie, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's in the original cut because it looks like it was put in later. When she comes in and the lights are off and flickering.
And the first one happens when Regan is like getting checked up and she opens her eyes or closes her eyes and sees the face.
It also happens again when the priest takes over. At the end, and then there's and again there's a flash in the cupboard that I was talking about. When Damien is running and the cop finds him and he calls him a boxer. I thought that was funny because he did look a lot like Rocky, all in gray with a towel. So I wonder if there's a connection there. I wonder if they actually use that visual that inspired Rocky, because I mean, if you look at it, it's pretty similar. And again, it's just all gray suit, but the towel and his hair, I don't know. I wonder if there's
the guy's face,
even the guy's face and his hair. I wonder if they used that to create Rocky, because Rocky did come out 3 years later after The Exorcist. So maybe. But she gets, again, like I said, she gets possessed by the most horniest demon of all time, who wants her to commit pedophilia. Is Pazuzu the Mesopotamian? That's a real demon in Mesopotamian demonology.
But I love the statue, or is this like thing with 4 wings who has a boner and a snake wrapped around the dick?
It's a snake wrapped around the dick, or it has a snake cock?
Well, I mean, it could be both ways, but I think I saw a snake wrapped around the guy's dick, and I was like, oh damn! Imagine it's like a cock ring, a live cock ring.
There's just so much going on in the statue that you just don't look. The face is fucked. It's got wings. It's got a snake on its cock. You're just trying to figure out a lot at the same time.
And there's something I do not understand in the movie when they vandalized the Virgin statue, and put like a horn and like 2 horns of the titties and a horn that has a dick. Why is that relevant?
Because I think it was her sneaking out at night causing the mayhem.
Oh, no wonder. Okay, now
but they didn't touch upon it too much.
No, that's why I kind of went like,
because they insinuated it was her who pushed the other guy out the window.
Simon.
So there was like stuff going on that were being vandalized, but she was tied up the whole time. So I don't know if they just forgot about that storyline and forgot to wrap it, or the gist that I got is that it was her sneaking out, doing her fucking mischief or whatever, and then coming back. Another iconic part is the projectile pee vomit.
Oh, Simon.
Pee as in the vegetable, not in the urine. That was shot in one take because they did not want to do it again.
Oh, neta?
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense, but that was fucking ugh.
It's vile. Even the The giant loogie that she spits on the priest, that was foul too.
Oh my god! And that was like the mocha green. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, the bitch got bronchitis or something. That shit was fucking thick.
No, she just drank some OJ.
See what that was foul.
Verga way.
Yeah, a lot of iconic imagery, like the ton wagon is another one that gets picked up when you're like spoofing it or when you're talking about this movie specifically. And of course, the neck spin is very iconic as well.
The what? Oh, see, la verga. I mean, as obviously you see the fakeness of it, but
yeah,
but it's just fucked up.
It still doesn't matter that you can totally tell that it's a doll.
See, right?
But the imagery still hits the same.
Yeah, it kind of made me think, how do you keep a vibe where this teenager who's doing some heinous shit is not traumatized?
Well, I think they were traumatized during filming because a lot of shit happened during the film.
Yeah.
So there was a mysterious fire that burnt down the house that we're filming in.
Oh, damn.
Halting production. But the only room that didn't catch fire was Regan's room.
No shit?
No shit. So due to this, and along with other things, including 9 people passed away during the filming. Not at set, but during filming, the crew members and castmates lost a total of 9 people. Like the Linda Blair's lost relatives. The actress lost relatives. There was like people from production who passed away. There was a total of 9 deaths.
Mm-hmm.
And later, after the movie came out, the goofy ass drunk director, he passed away in real life. And
the guy who died in the movie?
The guy who died in the movie. Also, the priestess mom also passed away. Another person who also died in the movie.
Oh shit.
So there's a lot of creepy shit that happened during the filming of this movie, which maybe that's the reason why, bringing it back to your question, maintain that creepiness too, because that scene where it's freezing cold, they only had 3 minutes to do each take because of how cold they had to maintain the room, and the lights they use are so powerful that the lights were warming up the room, all to produce that hot breath effect.
Oh, that's fucked.
So the
practical. Mind you,
very practical. Again, they broke your mama's back for a scene. All right. So, is it a must-watch? I think that, again, bringing back to my original point, I think that the hype and the legend of the movie is actually better than the movie.
Yeah, definitely.
You could just Google the best parts on YouTube, which is fucked up the way to watch a movie. But it's going to save you of 2.5+ hours because a lot of it is just kind of blabbering and talking and a lot of whatever, right? This motherfucker released on Christmas. So
no fucking way.
It had a Christmas release.
Holy shit.
And to bring it back to my point of we didn't suffer like the people who went to the movies suffered on the opening day or opening week when this came out, people fainted watching this. They were passing out. Barf bags were passed out because people were throwing up in their bags. And there was a lawsuit because one moviegoer passed out and broke her jaw on the fell, leading to a lawsuit claiming that images were at fault, and that's what made her faint. But
that's just that person being a douchebag.
I'm trying to think. It's the 1970s, and they've not really seen that prior. You're not like, I'm trying to put myself in that position. I'm gonna go see a movie about an exorcist, so I don't know what I'm expecting. But I'm not gonna expect a teenage girl to fuck herself with a cross, or projectile vomit, or have her bouncing up and down the bed. You don't expect those images, and I guess seeing that kind of freaks you the fuck out, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, the same happened with the movie The Rite. Not, what, 10 years ago?
Yeah. Why this film? Why the Rito? The Rito. Oh, The Rite. Why?
People were throwing up and doing all that shit?
No, but people were fainting and saying, "Oh, this is like the scariest shit ever," and whatever and whatnot. And I was like, "No, that's just another exorcism movie."
So I don't know if I'm watching it with 2022, 2023 goggles. I don't find it to be scary. I just feel like the images are so jarring that they make you slightly uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, right? Like this day and age.
I feel like your idea of the movie is better than the movie.
Yeah, I like the whole thing. I would not watch it again in like the foreseeable 5 years.
That's fair. Those were our thoughts on one of the best horror movies of all time. Air quotes. 1973 is The Exorcist, but if you want to see our thoughts on other movies like Ringu, I have it for you right here. The power of Christ compels you. Don't forget to always and forever, you do you.
Bye.
Bye.